Hi, hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about Natasha Denona, if she is duping herself, because I'm gonna dupe with her own shadows the new I Need a Worm palette, and we are gonna create this look. So if you are curious about that, please keep on watching. Okay, so first of all, I want to create the mini rose palette because it looks great. I really want to purchase it, and first of all, I want just to see if I have something similar from Natasha Denona. The only mini palette that I have right now in my collection, it is the mini retro. This one has two kind of pinky shades, but still not close to the mini rose. And then I have these three palettes. The Yucca palette that is intact. It is like the original format. And then I have two other palettes that are just a bit of a mix. I have the Pastel palette. In here I have shades from the Metropolis as well, from the My Dream palette, and from the Pastel palette. And then I have my Dream palette that has some other shades from the Metropolis as well, and I just mixed and matched. So I'm gonna pick some shades and then we can talk about them. Okay, so these are all the shades that I have, so not that many, which is good considering that I want to purchase this palette. So first of all, I think this is the closest one to the first shade, but it's so far. I mean, I think the one in the mini retro is closer, but this one is a clear pink, and the one in the mini rose, it's like a corally shade, so not that similar. Then we have the dark brown. This one is from the Yucca palette. I think this is decently close. Then we have a very light pink. I will put this one, is the one from the Pastel palette, but again, not that close. The one in the mini rose is like a almost white kind of pink, so yeah. For the next shade I picked this one. It's from the Metropolis actually. It's pretty cute, but again, it's not like a light lilac, so not that similar. And lastly, I'm gonna put this one, but it's so far away from the reality, so yeah. This is my mini rose palette. I would say that it's not that similar. I'm still considering picking that one up. Let's do the I Need a Worm palette now. Okay, so these are the shades that I selected, and as well I have in here the My Dream palette. We are gonna use this one as a canvas, and let's start. So we have Soft Spot, that is a matte medium earthy brown. So let's pick this one for now. I'm gonna put it on the side right here and we can see the palette, and then we can switch a bit around. Then we have Fancy, which is a metallic champagne. I'm gonna pick this one. It's from the Metropolis, so this is this one. Then we have Mellow. It is a matte light peachy nude. I'm gonna select this one, even though it is a lot more peachy, I would say, but maybe it is the lighting as well. Next we have the most interesting shade in here. It is the Phenomena shade. It is a multi-chrome peach pink green. I'm gonna select this one. It is the multi-chrome from the My Dream palette, but look at it, it is a pinky green, so anyway, it's kind of similar. And then on the first row we have Ripe, which is a matte light to medium peachy brown. So maybe let's select this one in here. Next we have Elm, which is a sparkling foiled light bronzy nude. Let's select this one maybe for now. Then we have Snug, which is a matte gloss soft bronze. So I'm gonna put this one. It is a bit more on the greenish side, but could work for now. Then we have Vime, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Matte Deep Warm Brown. Matte Deep Warm Brown. I think that is the darkest shade in the palette. This is not that warm. Should I put a cream? No. Let's put this one. This one for now. It is from the Dream, the last shade, Familia. Let's put it right now in here. We can swap them around. Then we have Push, Sparkling, Foiled Medium, Rusty, Rose Gold. So many words. Rose Gold. This is very orange. Let's put actually this one. Is from the Dream palette as well. It is the shade Babes, which is a bit pinky. So I think it could work nicely in here. And then we have Fervor. That is very hard for me to pronounce. Matte Medium Warm Caramel. So let's put this one in there, if that is the description. Next we have Pep. This one is I think the deepest one. Matte Deep Warm Brown. Let's put this one or the black. Let's put this one and see. Next we have, I think, Homey, Metal Gloss Warm Nude. I don't have a warm nude. This is a bit more. Let's put it right here maybe. Do I have another shade? Warm nude. It looks very champagne. It is very similar in the swatches to the other shade. I don't think I have something else similar to that, so let's leave this one. I think I'm missing. Anyway, Homey. Then we have Hanker. That is metallic medium dark bronze gold. So I'm gonna put this one, even though it is a lot coppery, but anyway. Next we have Dynamism. Again, duochrome medium brown with green. This one worked better. Maybe we can put this shade and replace Snug. Let's do that and do this swap. And the last shade, it is Flash Hover, and that is a Slip Cream Matte Medium Clay Brown. So let's put the cream to powder in here. I think I'm gonna put the black. I know that is not a black in there, but I think it will look better like this. So let me put it in the palette as well. Okay, so this is my palette. I'm gonna put somewhere the I Need a Warm palette. I think I am, of course, missing the dark brown. This is way too coppery. I need something a bit more on the brownish side. I think this palette is just way too dupeable. I mean, I don't even have the I Need the Nude, the bronze, the golden palette, or the other neutrally basic palettes. And I already kind of duped the vibes. Let's do a look with this one and we can talk a bit more about Natasha Denona and where this brand is going. So let's start with this eye look. I'm gonna prime the eyes first. Please excuse the rest of my makeup because I've been wearing this for like 12 hours or even more, and I went to the gym as well, so a lot of things happened today. So yeah, I'm using the Sigma primer as usual. So I think right now Natasha Denona, unfortunately, is going similar to Pat McGrath, to the boring neutrally side of palettes. And I am sad about that because I do understand that the neutrally shades are selling, but we still love some creativity here, and this palette looks cute, but it's obviously not that unique. I'm gonna start with this shade. So I'm not saying that my palette is the exact same. For sure it is not, because I did use only Natasha Denona eyeshadows. I don't have that many neutrally palettes, and of course she knows what colors she has, so I'm sure that none of those are exactly the same, but you don't need an exact shade to create a very similar look. So I understand that everything has been done already, but at the same time I miss the old Natasha Denona, because the color stories, she is a genius and she can do some incredible color stories. I mean, the Yucca is incredible in color story, and of course the formula, I could only assume that is lovely with this new palette as well. But you already have something like that, maybe from Natasha Denona already. So, and as well, she did the gold palette, another pretty neutral palette, and I could only assume that she wanted the gold palette, the original one, to be in the newer format, because it looked like this, but she removed the most fun shades in the palette. I'm gonna take this middle shade and I will put it on the outer edge and on the lower lash as well. And this palette, if you are asking me, it looks like the Biba palette combined with the bronze palette. I'm gonna pop a picture with these two. I mean, it is a warm palette, but it has that multi-chrome. That multi-chrome, it's just carrying the palette, because it is a bit more unique, of course, to the mainstream market. But again, indie brands have already a million multi-chromes that are just more poppy than that. And yeah, for sure Natasha Denona wants to sell the palette with that shade because it is more interesting, and she as well is doing something. She's so smart. She is releasing in this one some new formulas as well. So you have a very neutral palette, and neutrals are very popular. Then we have a multi-chrome trio-chrome shade, again a very interesting formula, and then two other shades that are a new formula in the Natasha Denona's world. So like I said, she is a genius, because you can grab some new customers because you are releasing a neutral palette, and like I said, neutrals are still very popular. And then if you are like me maybe, and you do like neutrals, but you already own some Natasha Denona, you will maybe be curious about the new multi-chrome, that again, it's a bit more unique to the palettes, and at the same time you will be a bit more intrigued about the new formulas. So she is trying to grab everyone's attention. I'm using the multi-chrome from my Dream palette. I did spray it with some setting spray. So yeah, this one looks nice to me, in my opinion. I do like warm tones a lot more than cool tones, because I do have a warm complexion. So I do like this palette more than I Need the Nude and the Glam palette. And I do like gold shades, but the golden palette was pretty boring. So I do like this one more than all of those three. But at the same time, I miss something like the Sunrise palette. I checked, and the Sunrise is still available on the Natasha Denona's website, but it's not available at Sephora, and it's an older palette, so I don't really want to buy it right now, but I would love something like that again, something warm, but something with orange, something with a bit of pink, but a bit more bold, even, I don't know, something with a pop. Natasha Denona always used to add some pops in the palettes, and that was just absolutely lovely. I'm gonna put the shimmery shade in the inner corner. I'm gonna use the same brush and I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna use just the smallest amount of black right on the edge and a bit on the lower lash, just to add even more dimension. Okay, and lastly I'm gonna apply some mascara. I'm using the Essence one. Okay, and this is the final look with the I Need a Worm palette dupe with the Natasha Denona's eyeshadows that I own, and I really like this look. It's very neutral but still with a bit of a pop. And by the way, this look is decently similar, I would say, to this one. This is with the I Need a Worm palette. Of course, my complexion and the model's complexion are pretty different, so because of that, of course, the depth of the shadow looks a bit different on our skin tones, but she is looking like a goddess with that look, and I think mine is decently similar. So yeah, man, I really hope that Natasha Denona will surprise us at some point, because I hope that the Yucca palette is not the last palette that is wowing me from Natasha Denona. I hope that we will get something more interesting in the future. If you like this video and you want to see more from me, please subscribe and give it a like, and I will see you next time.